Hello, everyone. It is a pleasure to be sitting with you guys today. My name is Andrew Howell, and today the topic of discussion is progress. A few weeks back, I was making vlog videos for my YouTube channel. Now, without further ado, I am happy to say that stage two is now ready to go. The vlog itself was never actually the motive or the reasoning behind any of my actions. It was actually just a moment to give me the experience and no, yeah, pretty much experience. It was there to give me the experience of expressing myself on a public platform. I, for myself, am very introverted, and for the majority of my life up until this point, I have kept reserved and secluded to myself. Because of this, I have been given the opportunity to learn so much about myself and understand who I truly am. I have learned that yes, I am reserved. I do like to be alone, but I do love social interactions just like everyone else. There's really nothing different from an introvert and the rest of society. Only difference is we don't go out into public and, act crazy. We're more reserved and secluded beings. Now, the purpose of the vlog was to actually get me comfortable with expressing myself online. Before this, I didn't have any social media except for a Facebook page that, in all honesty, I had to create because of a previous job. And after I left that job, I didn't use it. I just recently got Instagram because it's just the way the day and age is going. Social media, if you have a business, is one of the most crucial things. I have come to learn that regardless of my fears or things that are holding me back or insecurities or whatever the case may be, that I cannot allow things like that to hold me back from doing what it is that I want to achieve in life. Yeah, I'm an introvert. Yeah, I I don't feel comfortable expressing myself in front of big crowds of people, but I'm doing it. And eventually it's going to come to the point where I'm going to be standing on stage and doing the same exact thing because my goals and my aspirations are too big to just allow it to be like, oh, well, I'm scared of people and I'm scared of opening up and being myself in public. So, you know what? I'm just never going to do anything. And unfortunately, there's many people like that. It's terrible, truthfully. Like your life is not going to be fulfilled. There's always going to be some part of you just beckoning and wondering. What I can honestly say is that in every single situation with every single person in existence, when you go and try something, it doesn't mean that you're going to be a professional at it and that you are going to just start off. You should have started earlier. You never, it was just a silly thing for you to even hold yourself back. For the most part, that's not how it's going to be at all. You could step into the you can step into the spotlight that you deem as your goal or your worthy ideal and be trapped, realizing that it's not something that you want to do, or you cannot get yourself to, face the music and what you have to do. And that's perfectly okay. Not everyone is meant to be famous. Not everyone is meant to be a millionaire, and not everyone is meant to have their dreams come true. And it's not because of some God-given divinity that, it's your destiny to do this and your destiny to do that. No, truthfully, some people have dreams, but that's all they'll ever be because it sounds cool in their head. And it sounds cool when they say it to other people. But when it comes to actually doing what it takes to make that cool thing your reality, majority of people don't have it in them to actually stand up and keep pushing and fighting to actually see it come true. For example, the vlogs that I was doing was to get comfortable in a public situation like that. And yeah, I mean, online isn't truly public, but I mean, it's accessible to everybody. And I've come to realize that my biggest fear was being judged or, misunderstood by random people. So I went ahead and I made quite a few videos actually underneath the vlog. And I tried to make sure that I incorporated a tidbit of every single aspect of my kind of personality. I can't put everything entirely into it because it would take hundreds, if not thousands, of videos to actually get a full grasp on it. But that's okay because my entire goal was to get comfortable being online and expressing myself in a digital art form so I can come to you like how I am right now. My entire goal and determining factor was to have a podcast. I want to be able to share knowledge that I feel like that can benefit other people, and I just want to be able to pay it forward. There's so many things that I've come across that like, during my journeys of education or listening to podcasts or books or just listening to people that it's baffling. It's unbelievable in the amount of information that's just readily there and completely accessible to every single person in the world with internet access, of course. And you know, sometimes you just don't know that that information's there. I mean, if I had all the information and all the skills readily available, then I would already be successful. I would already be successful. Or I would be in a pit because I continue lying to myself and I don't put in the effort that it's actually required to make it happen. But regardless, a full understanding would have been recognized at either end. It's pretty cool, man. I'm very excited. For the last 2 weeks, I have just been going through my podcast information. I've been going down. I'm sorry. For the past few weeks, while I haven't been uploading vlogs, I've been going through the videos and I've been going through the videos that I have, and just filing through them to see what I could actually incorporate with inside of the vlog. What is really awesome is that I had a good friend of mine actually agree to do the podcast with me. I feel like it would be a very good touch. He has a sense of personality that would actually greatly benefit the conversations that I have on this platform. Now, one thing that I do want to do on the next step of just fully expressing myself is that I want to get completely immersed out of my comfort zone. I want to be able to completely abandon my comfort zone. I want to get to the point where an opportunity or a chance comes up and I jump on it within a heartbeat. I don't want to be stuck within the back and forth pong battle in my mind of whether should I do it or should I not. I come to realize that this is a problem, and I do refer to it as a problem because it is something in the way of my goals and where I'm trying to get at. And there's only one solution to it. I am going to have to go into public and just spark up conversations with strangers and try to hold it as long as I can and just fire off the top of my head. I'm going to make sure that I completely incorporate my failures and what was actually successful so that I can look back at it and completely understand. And then afterwards, I'm going to have to do some moments of meditation on it to realize what is it within my subconscious mind that causes me to be so fearful within just simple moments like that. I'm able to have in I'm able to have in-depth or intellectual conversations with people around me, with my friends or people that I'm comfortable with. But for some reason, when it comes to being immersed in a situation with strangers or new opportunities, I begin to freeze. I begin to go into a situation that causes my mindset to just be worrisome. It's like as if my thinking patterns or my actions have become within a fight or flight response, and action has just flown the coop. It's definitely something that I need to eradicate. It's something that I need to get out of the way because of the level of success that I want to be able to achieve. That is definitely going to get in the way. And truthfully, with my own opinion and me being in just me observing my life just down to the T, I've come to realize that that is the case. I cannot allow this fear of self-expression, even with public situations and speaking to strangers, hold me back from expressing my genuine self within random situations. Who knows how they were going to end up? For example, the friend that I'm going to be including within my podcast. His name is Josh. I actually came across him when I was, excuse me, I actually came across him on a Saturday, if I'm not mistaken, while I was going around my neighborhood to garage sales. I was riding my bike, and as I rode past his house where him and his girlfriend were sitting outside waiting for customers to arrive, something inside of me told me to go by and just spark a conversation with them. And within that moment, this split, and within that moment, the 30 seconds that passed until I actually made a U-turn on my bike and returned to the garage sale to spark a conversation, I battled with it. I had a portion of my mind actually telling me to go and do it, to take the chance, that it would definitely be worth it. These are people that I should really get to know. And a part of me really believed it. Another part was very fearful. Another part of me just kept thinking about just how you would have to make a conversation with them, or just coming up with very mundane and cheap excuses for me not stopping, for me not just sparking a quick conversation. Because, in all honesty, the majority of the time in life, we are going to have those feelings that we are not entirely sure what they mean. It's just kind of like a hunch. It's just something inside of us that says, maybe you should go do this. It's not always going to end out well. I went and had that feeling before to strangers, and I just got locked into a very awkward silence with people. Now, mind you, that could be because my communication skills are not that well in social events. And it's something that I definitely want to change. It's not something I want to actually have just throughout my entire life. It's very negative. It's counterproductive. But eventually it came to a point where I told myself, what do I have to lose? And I made that U-turn on that bike. And as I pulled up, I could just feel this energy just building more and more. Being nervous, I just paraded through the items that they were trying to sell, and I was sparking small conversations that way. And eventually, conversations like that just deceased. The conversation became more natural. The fear was just gone. And then we just started talking. I've come to realize that these people are very like-minded. They have a vision on helping people and connecting and just making communities. Just unbelievable work. Like I can honestly say, man, these are the kind of people that you definitely want around your life. They're not superficial. They're not materialistic, and they completely have a full grasp of just time, cause and effect, and just the reality of what we live in. I know I'm wrong by saying this, but in my opinion, I feel like many people in South Florida are just too focused on the wrong thing. They feel as if material objects, wealth, and just appearance is what really matters. That has to be one of the most valueless things in the world. Because, you can always buy another car. They always make a bigger and better version of your dream car next year. You could always make more money. If your house burns down, you can buy another one. You can't rewind time and become friends with somebody after you already missed it. After you already let the window of opportunity close. And mind you, yes, I've seen it before where I've become friends with people and I've come across them multiple times before I even said anything. And in moments like that, I have to say I was very lucky, because 9 times out of 10, that won't be the situation. You won't be able to just be like, oh, I didn't feel like talking today. I'll see them in the future. I had that kind of energy. That may not be the case. They might have just been visiting, and that could have just been a quick conversation right then and there. That could have given you just a little bit of insight. I've had conversations with people on the street and at bus stops just many times like this. I've been in situations where I've told myself I'll see them again or I'll talk to them next time, and I never see them again. I've been in situations where people have sparked conversations with me, and I've stood there for 2 to 4 hours, just because the conversation is just so interesting. Regardless about how much I'm not a fan of it, regardless of the fact that, yeah, it's kind of scary, and yeah, I'm not gonna be able to just talk to every single person, just like I talk to any, just like it's not like I'm gonna be able to talk to anybody like just off the top of my head like that. It's gonna take practice. It's gonna take mindful actions of me stepping out of my comfort zone, sparking conversations with strangers, trying and just getting out there until I'm gonna wake up one morning and I'm gonna realize that there was nothing really to be scared of. I already had this realization within my mind that this fear is false, this pain will subside, and that regret lasts forever. However, I will be damned if I just sit back with this information, just idly stand by and do nothing. I know what I want out of life, and this is what I have to do. This is one of many steps, and I'm fine with that. Truthfully, I cannot wait till I've gained enough experience just talking to strangers and being myself and out of my comfort zone that I even completely forget what a comfort zone is. And one time I had a vision when I was younger. At this point in my life, I began to see many things within the judicial system and the way that the United States is run that I really wasn't a big fan of. Now, I love the country. It gives people an opportunity that is very rare throughout the world. Not too many nations have the capability of what people in the United States can do. And I can see why people have this vision of the American dream. But it's not easy. And it never will be easy. Thing is, you have to ask yourself, how hard are you willing to try to make it happen? How much do you really want to step out of your comfort zone to even do it? But I digress, I got distracted. Even though I felt like a lot of things were unjust within this country, and I still love it to my core. It's what I am, it's where I was born. I can never forget it. A part of me was yearning for more. I had a feeling there was just something out there in the world that I was just bound to see, that I was just meant to just see the world in all of its beauty. I used to joke around and tell my friend, and mainly myself, that one day I'm going to be a citizen of the world. I didn't want to be a citizen of the United States. I wanted to be able to embrace all cultures and all people, every single bit of humanity, and completely understand it and immerse myself in their realities. I wanted to be able to connect. I wanted to be able to understand people from different circumstances and see why they do things, see how they live their life. What do they do when they wake up in the morning? It's very interesting because even though we are all the same, those differences make up mountains. There's something about them that just when you experience it, it just gives you just sort of rejuvenation. It's just very relieving. I want to be able to go and do that. Now, I won't be able to do that and experience the full experience of becoming a citizen of humanity, a citizen of the world, unless I'm able to step out of my comfort zone. I will not be able to do it. I simply won't. I will lose out on so many opportunities. I'll probably shoot myself in the foot, and there's going to be a lot of moments where it's going to be too late, so sad. And I don't want that. So this is very important for me. I have to be able to be willing to check out of that box, get out of that zone. And I am, just step by step. I know eventually I'll be completely out of it. And as years pass, I'm going to look back and just kind of laugh on how silly I was. And it's going to be a funny joke to me. Just remembering all the silly things that I allowed myself to get worked up about, to then just completely understand that it was utterly irrelevant. Like, there was really no reason whatsoever to freak out about the things that I freaked out about. There was no reason for me to freak out about the things that I freaked out about. And that's definitely something. And that's definitely something I wanted to shout out today. Don't not be scared to go on to the next phase of your goals and aspirations. You're not meant to stay plateaued at that specific intersection in your life. You're meant to progress. You're meant to grow. I expressed myself on the vlogs. I tried to incorporate the good, the bad, and ugly the best that I could. And now it is time for step two. Now it's time for me to step into my ideal life. It's time for me to step into my ideal reality and begin to perfect my craft, getting better and better every day. I have to continue to fuck up over and over. What a lot of people don't realize is that when it really comes down to it, you're gonna fuck up more often than you actually succeed. And if you don't, you really didn't try hard enough in life. There's probably some untapped potentials or opportunities that you left on the table when you were living, when you were going through life. That's okay. Not everyone is meant to have extraordinary lives. Some people just enjoy kicking back, enjoying themselves, and watching TV. I have nothing against those people. I'm just not one of them. I feel like before I die, my life is supposed to blow me away. And I feel it every single day that I wake up. Sometimes I carry resentment upon myself because I felt like I didn't try hard enough. And then I remember myself, every single bit of work that I am going to put in is going to get me closer to that goal. I mean, yeah, my standards might be a little too high, but you best believe I'm going to reach them. I just might not be able to improve myself every single day, but I'll definitely improve myself in the long run. I'm here to play a marathon.